All right, we're going to demonstrate how to do this step by step. I've got the original render file here. What we're going to do to generate the correct passes is we're going to output the multi-pass image and then a redshift. We're going to go to our AOVs. We're going to open up our manager, render out a beauty, render out a custom UV pass, which I will show you how to set up real quick. The object space normals, and by the way, the UVs is just a custom name. It's a custom AOV. The object space normals and the AZ depth set in this instance to Z normalized inverted, as well as setting my minimum and maximum depth. Now I'm going to output these to 16-bit PNGs. In the shader graph, for that custom UV, I have this color layer node, a color layer builder attached to a stored color AOV as one of the inputs. Here is the generic material. So this is kind of how you build custom AOVs into a shader specifically. So ignore this guy. This guy's I didn't even use for anything. So I've got this guy plugged into AOV input 0, which is, as you see here, is this guy here. I'm going to create a new node material. I'm going to apply it to our object. Let's go ahead and open it up. Step 1, a texture. Step 2, Fresnel. Step 3, a bump map. Step 4, ramp. And step 5, color layer. So let's go ahead and move these over. Now, I usually just like to grab these. It's almost like a toolbox. Leave them over here on the side and duplicate them as I needed. So, step 1. Now, plug in a texture here to our color layer into our color material. Now, this will also go into our reflection color material. We're going to open up textures, beauty, duplicate this guy. We're going to go run this guy into a bump map. Run this bump map. Starting to get a little cramped in here. Oh, did I not grab the Fresnel? Oh, there's the Fresnel. We're gonna go with the bump map. Into general fall off bump map. And plug that into layer 1. Layer 1 is on, and it is not compositing over base layers, so you won't see base layer. It's just there for reference for right now. And then, in reality, I wanted a ramp after, from fall off into ramp. Alt input. And now we have 2 chains and some extra garbage on the side here. So we're going to go grab step 1. I'm going to grab our object bump space normal. It's going to go into bump map. We're going to change this to object space normals. That's going to go into be mapped into our for noun. And right now it's using the index of refraction, so it's using these lower numbers here, and both of these numbers do come in handy. Now that in most cases I would never touch this lower number, but in this case it is very handy. But first we'll change our ramp to, we'll load a preset. I have a mega rainbow, which is essentially full colors, but it is remapped and looped a bunch of times. So if we go full screen, you can see that it's not even perfectly done. It's just a bunch of rainbow. And let's open up this guy. Quick render. We're now seeing some, actually, let's go ahead and I'm going to solo this guy. So you can see the raw color. As we scrub, you can actually see how it maps over the space. The adjustments, as I mentioned, begin to come in handy to help exaggerate or map how wide or how narrow the entire selection of this ramp becomes across the entire thing. Also can be helpful to adjust the height scale on your butt map. It will add to the dimensionality that you can see across the entire thing. So as you see, it's just barely there, but it's also still being used to map some of the space. And the more we add, the more it distorts the rainbow effect that we're seeing happening. And we can go, we can pump that up and test pretty crazy numbers if we wanted to. Just to really exaggerate some sort of effect here. And it's hard to see because my real-time render is not working. But you do see a little bit of what's going on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and just show you when we swap this guy with the UV render, how we get similar results, except slightly different in this instance. We got our final result. Comes out of it, and we got, it has this really cool, kind of muted effect in the background with a more saturated effect in the foreground element here. And they blend together. Looks pretty cool. And it reminds me very much of holographic foil, except it's even more exaggerated. But again, this is a good starting place if you're looking to try and figure out how to create these sort of things in Cinema 4D with Redshift. All right, thanks everyone.